Okay, so I am way late this week, but it is One Piece 1136 that came out last week. And I'll just jump right into it. So, at the beginning of the chapter, I really liked. I hadn't thought about this the last couple of weeks, but I like how Usopp can continue his line bit because now we found out that the Giants aren't actually like world travelers and great warriors and everything. Well, not all of them. Obviously, some of them still are the older ones, but yeah, it's. I wasn't expecting him to continue his little line bit, and that made me laugh. So I wonder if we'll actually see. So I feel like everyone has always been talking about Usopp getting so much character growth there in Elbath, but I wonder if it's just going to stay the same because the Giants won't be the great warriors, or at least all of them won't be the great warriors that we thought. So I also didn't notice last week that Jarul, I believe is his name, the big giant, is literally like enormous. Like, and the other giants are just dwarfed by him. And I thought that was really funny seeing Harujin up against him and everything. So, but I have three more important notes there for the chapter that everybody's probably talking about. And I'll start with the Nika one with the Harley text. So I saw this in like three different ways because it's the Giants are all arguing whether Nika is this god of destruction or god of liberation, I guess is the best word for it. And so I saw this as either since we were told that devil fruits always seem to like have their minds of their own, so I would assume that the Nika fruit always seeks out the like similar people to Luffy, and it seems like everything we know about Joy Boy is he's got a real similar personality to Luffy, and even though Roger wasn't, didn't have the Nika fruit, he still seems like he followed in Joy Boy's footsteps and followed this kind of like jovial personality and everything of always being jubilant and everything. So I'm guessing it just an opposing fruit or an opposing power in the world, whether that be like Blackbeard's power or Emu, because Blackbeard I'm kind of leaning against it being his power, unless it's like his power is more in depth than what we've seen, which isn't, out of the question since Luffy's power obviously evolved over time. So Blackbeard's might, and then Emu might just be a different force entirely that was introduced into the world back in Joy Boy's time. So, but I saw it as that, and like the destruction part's like one of them always wins and one of them always loses during their time, and it changes sides, so it's like a repeating cycle, but not necessarily the same repeating cycle each time. But the world being like sinking in the ocean, I don't see how that can be repeating, but I'm sure it'll all be explained in time, so who knows. But then I also had the thought that maybe like Emu or wherever Emu came from, maybe this isn't the first time it's happened. Maybe like history's been rewritten, so it's all like Nika in the past. Like when Nika liberates civilizations, then obviously he's their savior, and they're going to sing songs about him and write history about him. And then when Nika's eventually defeated, like Joy Boy was, then the winners may rewrite history. Although I guess Emus has done more of a destroying history than really rewriting it. So maybe that one's off base completely. And then my last point was just like maybe some people gain the power and then can't control it. But again, I don't see that making too much sense just because like the fruits seem to choose their users. So I don't see the Nika fruit choosing a user that wouldn't be able to necessarily control its power. It seems like not all users have been able to unlock its power. Like Luffy, I think, was considered a rare one, or I remember some kind of line in there about along those lines. But yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see. It makes me wonder again how Blackbeard's gonna evolve there, but Emu's also the one power that I see closest to it, and I'll get a bit more into that later with my third point, because or I guess I can just go into it now. It's my third point was like I was looking at the character Gunko, and I got actually pretty excited about this because Pierozero there, I think it was on my second video back in December, he or they commented that maybe the summoning circles, because I know I had kind of complained about that, how that kind of breaks things if it's not really explained in a certain way. How it might be a borrowed power from Emu or someone else at the time, and I think this makes a lot of sense now, because the Gunko's power with the arrows, at first I thought it was going to be like a vector thing. I think that was like in Demon Slayer or something, when they had the arrows going around and changing speeds of stuff and everything. But then once we saw it in action, when she was about to like skewer the wolf, I was like, I have seen this before. And I went back, and it's the part where Emu skewers, I keep using that word, but Vivi's dad, I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. But yeah, and I think I'm onto something there, because I saw another speculator person that I'm subscribed to on YouTube. I think it was GrandLineReview. I haven't looked at the video yet, but the title was something like Gunko's connected to Emu or something. So I really appreciate that, because I don't know if I would have fully fleshed that out on my own without somebody else pointing it out. But it led me down the path of like, if the Gorosei are all connected to Emu, and Gunko and other God's Knights are getting their powers from Emu, then maybe that's why the Gorosei didn't like Garling when he showed up, because if Garling doesn't use any borrowed strength or powers, then Garling's more of a threat to them, because he can't be controlled and he does whatever he wants, and he's clearly very ambitious. So it makes a lot of sense why they wouldn't like him off the bat, even if he is like the most powerful God's Knight that they've ever had. So, but at the end, I'm speculating like Gunko is like going to get captured in some way or something like that, maybe, or just may be rambling in the middle of the fight, like a Who's Who moment. And I have a feeling that Emu's gonna like remotely kill her, like he did to Saturn in the last arc. So that's what I speculate is gonna happen, and I think that for me would confirm that connection, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I'll put those two panels on screen here too, just to show what I'm looking at, because they look basically the same there, of the Vivi's dad getting skewered and then the arrows looking the same. So and just to show that connection. But yeah, this the last thing in this chapter was them trying to recruit Loki into the Celestial Dragons, which I thought was weird at first, because the Giants have always said that they've always opposed the world government. But then I saw a comment on Reddit that was talking about, well, that's probably why Harold, the last king, was like trying to pacify the Giants. It's because maybe he wrote a deal with oh, all right, bud, you slipped there. But he wrote a deal with the Celestial Dragons to become a Celestial Dragon, and then maybe it was like super terrible and was like trying to sell the Giants off into like slavery or something, because Even the world government clearly wanted giants in their army and everything, just like Big Mom did and everyone else. So I'm guessing that's where this arc is going, is that since they're trying to give Loki the same deal, and maybe Loki even found out about that deal that was like offered to his father and knew what was happening, and that's why he ended up killing him. I don't think it makes sense that he would attack the other giants, but I guess if you get caught killing the king, then you either defend yourself or I don't know, get executed. But yeah, so I have a feeling that since Loki clearly rejected that offer, that now they're going to be like, well, since we can't guarantee pacifying the giants, we're either going to take the island by force to wipe them out, or to enslave whoever we can and capture them. So I have a feeling that's where this arc is going, is like maybe even Elbaf's destruction altogether if they really launch an attack. But if it just remains the two God's Knights, then and maybe Evil Shanks and Gunko are just that powerful that they could take on, well, they could probably take on all the giants in all honesty, since most of them don't seem to be fighters anymore. So but I don't know, there's still a few like big fighters, and obviously if Loki was released, then I don't know where that, how strong he will be lined up to them. But B and Zoro and Nami, the OG trio, is seem to be going to release him. I'm guessing, yeah, they said they were going to go steal a key to his shackles in the castle, and they'll probably find the two guards that were killed by Evil Shanks and Gunko in the last chapter. So that'll lead them to believe that something's gone wrong. So I don't know if they're gonna pop up in the middle of this conversation with Loki and the others, or they'll get there and Loki will already be gone, or what's gonna go on. But yeah. Oh, we haven't gotten the conversation with the silhouette figure and Luffy yet. So I guess that'll probably happen in the middle of all the crap that's going to go down and everything. So because clearly Elbaf seems to be the arc that just crap is going to hit the fan, and everything is going to go. So I don't know if at the end of this arc, like, Blackbeard's going to attack Fishman Island to try to capture Shirahoshi, or Blackbeard's going to execute Garp since he's still in his custody, or imprisoned, I guess the better word, since or I guess he was already trying to write a deal with the world government, so that's what he's doing with that. So I think Fishman Island being attacked is more likely. But I also think Vivi's gonna show up at some point here and just be all like, yo, like, the world's going to crap and you guys, ask for help or something. So yeah, I don't see because I think the Marines are going to fracture before the end, but I don't see that happening until, like, the God's Knights become more prevalent and the Marines really kind of, like, see where they are at on the hierarchy, and then, like, the cat's out of the bag, and probably a lot of people aren't going to like that. I mean, I don't think all of them will not like that, clearly. His name's escaping me right now, but the new Marine Admiral, he is a Celestial Dragon fan, so yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I hope to maybe see it. I feel like it's either next chapter will be a confrontation between Luffy's current group and the two people with Loki, or maybe we'll see Silhouette Figure Man on the move to intercept them himself, or themselves, since I guess they haven't really been revealed, or I guess it was hinted that it was the one lady's husband, I think. So who knows, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we're on break this week. I forgot that we were going to be on 2 weeks in a row from the last one, so that was a long one. So, but yeah, I kind of got absorbed into soul leveling and forgot how much I like that. So I reread that in the last 2 weeks and was getting stuff together for my video on Tower of God, and then I just got obsessed into rereading the whole thing. So that's about how that goes on things that interest me. So hopefully I'll put that together. I got all my notes and everything. I still haven't made a script, but I don't know if I will, since I like talking off the top of my head like this. So, but anyways, everyone stay safe out there. It is a dangerous world, and I hope you're all doing well. Thank you.